Biden declares intention to seek re-election in 2024. During an announcement on Tuesday, President Joe Biden confirmed his intention to run for re-election in 2024. Urging voters to grant him additional time to complete this task, he aims to extend his tenure as America's oldest president for another 4 years. Despite his age, which would reach 86 by the conclusion of a second term, Biden is confident that his 50-plus years of experience in Washington, coupled with his legislative accomplishments during his first term, will overshadow any apprehensions regarding his age. With no significant Democratic contenders, he is poised to secure his party's nomination with ease. However, he will face an arduous battle to keep his presidency in a nation riven by deep divisions. On Tuesday, Biden made his first public appearance since the announcement of his candidacy for president. During a speech to building trades union members, he gave a glimpse of how he plans to navigate his dual roles as president and presidential candidate. Biden highlighted his achievements, challenged his Republican opponents, and demonstrated his focus on his responsibilities as president. Joe Biden was met with a boisterous crowd of building trades union members who are known to be a crucial part of the Democratic support base. "Let's go Joe" chants filled the air as he spoke about the construction jobs that have been created since he took office. The legislation he signed into law was instrumental in supporting these jobs, and he was proud to have played a role in their creation. During a speech, Biden emphasized the combined efforts of both himself and his audience in turning things around, stating that they were doing so in a significant manner. He then urged them to complete the task at hand. "Together, you and I are making a difference, and it's important that we finish what we've started," he declared. On the 4-year anniversary of his bid for the presidency, Joe Biden made an official announcement in a 3-minute video. He had run on a platform of healing the nation's soul, given the tumultuous nature of Donald Trump's presidency. Unfortunately, this objective has yet to be achieved. Biden emphasized that the current struggle is for the very essence of America. He maintained that the question at hand is whether we will have greater or lesser freedom and rights in the coming years. The tradition of seeking re-election has been a norm for most contemporary presidents. However, this wasn't always the case with Biden. A significant portion of Democratic voters has conveyed their reluctance for him to run, citing his age as a primary concern. Biden has acknowledged the concerns as totally legitimate, but he did not directly confront them in his launch video. There is a notable commonality among Democratic voters, and that is their opposition to Trump's potential return to power. Biden's status within his party solidified following the impressive performance of Democrats in the last midterm elections. Consequently, the president is expected to adopt the same themes that earned his party success last fall, with a particular focus on safeguarding access to abortion. "Personal freedom is one of the most cherished values that Americans hold dear," President Biden emphasized in his campaign launch video. He went on to condemn Republican extremists for their attempts to restrict access to abortion, reduce Social Security benefits, curtail voting rights, and even censor books that they don't agree with. The president also expressed concern over the rising number of MAGA supporters who are trying to erode the very freedoms that are the foundation of American society. Biden emphasized the importance of remaining vigilant, stating that now is not a time to become complacent. He also noted that this was the reason for his decision to run for re-election. During his initial 2 years in office, President Biden prioritized the fight against the coronavirus pandemic and successfully advocated major bills, including the bipartisan infrastructure package, as well as legislation aimed at advancing high-tech manufacturing and climate measures. Following the Republican Party's ascension to the House, Biden pivoted his attention to effectively implementing those laws and ensuring that voters recognize him for the resulting improvements. In addition to seeking re-election, the president is also striving to achieve policy objectives and unfulfilled commitments from his previous campaign, which he hopes voters will grant him the opportunity to accomplish. In a video, Biden urged his colleagues to complete the task at hand, echoing a mantra he repeated multiple times during his State of the Union speech in February. He listed a range of issues such as banning assault-style weapons, reducing the expense of prescription medication, and formalizing a national right to abortion after the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year. With the midterms in his favor, Biden intends to persist in portraying Republicans as supporters of what he deems ultra-MAGA politics, regardless of Trump's potential reappearance on the 2024 ballot. This term refers to Trump's "Make America Great Again" slogan. At present, the 76-year-old former President Trump is the top contender for the Republican nomination, which could lead to a historic follow-up to the fiercely contested 2020 election. However, Trump has his own set of challenges to overcome, especially since he holds the distinction of being the first former president to confront criminal charges. The GOP race is unpredictable, with Florida's governor, Ron DeSantis, emerging as a possible contender to Trump. However, his readiness to campaign beyond his state, which is becoming increasingly Republican, has raised concerns about his credibility. On Tuesday, Senator Bernie Sanders from Vermont announced that he would not be running for president again and would instead lend his support to Biden's re-election campaign. In the 2020 Democratic presidential primary, the prominent progressive contender and main rival of Biden assured the Associated Press that he would exhaust all efforts to ensure the president's re-election. Biden recently appointed Julie Chavez Rodriguez, a White House advisor, as his campaign manager on Tuesday. Additionally, Quentin Fulks, who was responsible for the success of Senator Raphael Warnock's re-election campaign in Georgia last year, has been named as the principal deputy campaign manager. Reps: Lisa Blunt Rochester, Jim Clyburn, and Veronica Escobar, along with Sens. Chris Coons and Tammy Duckworth, entertainment tycoon and Democratic financier Jeffrey Katzenberg, and Whitmer will all serve as co-chairs of the campaign.